that freaking dog shut up. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Keanu Reeves of KazeBeat.com. Today I'm back with another tutorial. I realized that the past 6 tutorials I've done have pretty much been me basing my beat off of somebody else's loops, which I love collaborating, but today I actually want to do a melody from scratch. I've been making pretty emotional beats as of late, so today I kind of want to cross over into that evil melody side.
Oh, it's Kaze, let them drums talk.
Just for a reference, think about Without Warning, which was the 2017 album by 21 Savage and Offset, produced by Metro Boomin. And one last thing, I want to give a big shout out to Lucent. If you guys don't know Lucent, Prodbylucent, he's this dope content creator and music producer that's been blowing up all over YouTube. Lucent gave me the inspiration for this tutorial, so shout out to him. I think that's enough intro for now, so let's go ahead and get into FL Studio.
Wait till you see them. No. No.
Ooh, piece of candy.
We are now officially in our safe zone, you know what I mean? We're in our happy zone. So anyways, just kind of going off of the intro, we're doing this 21 Savage, Offset, Metro Boomin kind of vibe. It's gonna be dark. So that being said, we know that we're gonna have to do a good bit of layering. We're gonna need to have our sound selection on point, and a lot of the beats off of that album have this kind of like synth, dark feel, some piano. So now to start you guys off, we're setting the project at 140 BPM. I think that's a good speed for 21 to do his thing. I want to talk to you guys about the Phrygian Dominant Scale. I did some Google research and I said, what is the most evil scale that exists? A lot of the results told me that the Phrygian Dominant Scale is something that we should look into. So that's what we're going to use for today's melody and today's beat. I've definitely heard the Phrygian Dominant Scale on a lot of metal music, and I used to listen to a ton of metal music when I was in like middle school. You know, I'd get really pissed off at my parents and I'd go up to my room, I'd shut the door and then listen to Bullet for My Valentine. So historically, this scale originates from regions such as Eastern Europe. It comes from the Middle East, Spain with flamenco guitar like I just mentioned, even Central Asia. The specific scale that I want to use is the Phrygian Dominant in B. So I'll show you guys what that scale looks like. Right now we're in the piano roll. I don't really use this often, but since we're using an odd scale, I would like to go to the helpers and do scale highlighting. So if we go down to the actual scale we want to use, we don't see Phrygian Dominant. We can actually create our own scale files. What you have to do is go to your file explorer, go to wherever your install is for FL Studio, go to data, and you can go to patches, and you can go to scores, then you can go to reference scales. So let's click that. We've got all these right here. Let's just select one of these. We can do other Phrygian. Let's drag and drop this bad boy in here. So you can go to Google, look up the Phrygian Dominant Scale, and let's look at it and see. Gotta move this there. Once you've got your scale set up, you can go to this little arrow right here in the top left. Make sure that you're in your piano roll. You can click here, go to File, Save Score As. Phrygian Dominant. And there we go. Helpers, scale highlighting. Hey, there it is, Phrygian Dominant. Producer Grind dropped a tutorial video yesterday, and they put me on this new Kontakt bank called Django Gypsy Jazz Guitar by Impact Soundworks. Since the vibe of this beat's gonna be dark, we don't really need everything to be clean and so timely. Try to create this notion of discord in a way, you know, just some like evil type shit. I just found one of my mistakes. You see this D5 here? Apparently I was playing that the entire time. That needs to be a D sharp. So I'm just gonna highlight it, shift, click it up arrow. And some of these notes are way too strong. I gotta pull these down. I want to take the top line and push it up an octave. Let me highlight this as well. So let's see what this sounds like. Sounds cool. I think the higher frequencies are a little bit too harsh, too loud. Let's just turn the volumes of that down a little bit. Keep everything kind of relative, right? All right, so I got the melody bounced right here. You don't want to cut off too much of the low end because that kind of gives the dark character in the feel to a lot of guitar samples. So let's not cut off too much. Just gonna search, sweep, and destroy. If you do too much flutter, it kind of sounds like Travis Scott stuff. I don't want so much movement, so we're gonna keep it to the wow, whatever the wow is. Add a little bit of space. Next thing I'm gonna do is make a parallel track for this guitar. I'm just gonna make sure I got this selected on 12, and I've got this little space, insert 13, that's saved. I'm just gonna left click this bad boy like that. So I'm gonna add drip. Let's see what we can do with drip. This is gonna be exciting. Before I activate the drip, I wanna make sure that I'm controlling the frequencies that I wanna spread out. I'm gonna do a cut like this. And I don't wanna affect any of the high frequencies, so let's cut those off as well. Also, you can turn the stereo separation up to 100%. I feel like this is the preset I always go back to, drop. So far, I like the sound of that, so let's move on. I know I'm playing very strange notes, but I'm doing this to create dissonance. The way you create dissonance is by playing notes that are pretty close to each other. F and F sharp. To a third step. I actually want to add a little bit of low end to these chords, so I'm gonna draw out one of these notes, make the volume a little bit low. I went onto the melody bus and I added in some halftime, added in the Kenny Beats special. Alright, so it kind of sounds like poo-poo right now. So we're going to start adjusting the band. Shout out to TB Digital from Team Producer Grind. He put me on again to another sound bank, Kontakt sound bank called SonuScore Ethnic Flute Phrases. It sounds like this. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what this melody sounds like when I put it in SliceX. I think I'm just going to export this section that has the halftime activated. So we got the melody, drag it in here. So what you can do is double click the marker and it'll highlight everything. And I believe we could go to the tool wrench and reverse. Since I've spent a lot of time on my drums in my past tutorials, I'm going to be doing the same stuff that I normally do, but if you want to see how I make my 808s, then check out the card, this video that's linked right here somewhere. I'll just go over some of the sounds that I'm using. For example, I'm using the Spins Away 808. Really the only thing I have to say about the hi-hats is try not to do like a basic pattern that just has the hi-hats running like a basic 1-2 step, because that's the way that 21 Savage raps. His lyrics usually hit the quarter notes because, you know, he does the whole kind of talking trap, talking when I rap thing. So one thing you definitely want to do is be tasteful with the hi-hats. This is pretty much everything together. I've got the basic layout of the beat set up. We're gonna have this little intro for these first 8 bars, and then we're getting into the hook. That'll be 8 bars. Then we've got this verse, and that's 16 bars, and we're right back at the hook. Anyways, the last thing that I want to show you guys is what I did on the master track. I added FabFilter Saturn, which is a saturation plugin. Before I show you, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around with me. If you're new to the Kame House and you subscribed, I appreciate you so much. I'm trying to keep up a consistent 1 video a week. That being said, these videos do take a good amount of time because I try to put as much thought and as much creativity and editing and a little bit of entertainment. So I'd really appreciate if you liked it, and if you're not subscribed, to just hit that red button because I'll love you long time. And as always, if you have questions, you can hit me up on IG at KazeBeat. I'm planning on dropping a drum kit and some melody kits at some point. If you guys are interested, just let me know. Hit me up on IG. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments, and I will see you very soon. I'll see you next week, so much appreciated. Oh right, so the thing I wanted to tell you about the saturation plugin, pretty much I just kind of kicked the drive up a little bit over 50%. This is at 60%. It gets pretty loud, so I lowered the band pass, which is just the lower frequencies. I don't really mess with the dynamics knob. Feedback, this is kind of important. My feedback frequency, I try to make it sound right with the 808. If you don't know, there's a specific frequency in your 808s that are harmonics. They're harmonics for like whatever note you're playing. This 521 hertz sounded like it was the right harmonic that I'm boosting. So that's all that the feedback and the frequency knob does. You're just kind of boosting the harmonics, specific harmonics of your 808. And then I put all the volume into this JST clip. Let's play from the beginning.
Oh, it's Kaze, let them drums talk.